So here's what I think about burnout.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a term that gets thrown around all the time.
It's a bit of a buzzword.
It's a buzzword, but I think it's a bit like it sounds like really negative, but actually I think burnout is just about a shift in your perspective. I think people that quote unquote burn out are trying to do too much and achieve too much too quickly, and they're not recognizing the small wins that they're doing in their journey every single day. And so if you don't recognize it as a win, you recognize it as I've not yet achieved, then you keep chasing that bigger thing, and not you're missing the journey that you're on.
Yep,
You know,
that's
part of success is the journey beyond. You know, don't chase the end goal, be part of the journey.
I think burnout's almost an unnecessary end point that people put on something.
Yeah.
Where when people look at hard work, they don't look at a lifetime of hard work. They look at, right, let's lock in the old term of lock in. Let's lock in for 3 months. And then they work 16 hours a day for 3 months. I mean, I've been guilty of this before. Then you feel burnt out after. I honestly think it's a sort of a state of mind. And I think as you do more in business or as you grow older or whatever, I do think burnout, it's almost like a sliding scale. Burnout can shift. So what maybe your burnout limit now could be down here, but then in a year's time it could be here, here, and here, and here. Then that scales with your skill, your ability. I really do believe that burnout is a sliding scale. And sometimes some people think they're experiencing burnout and they just need a bit of sleep. Yeah. But once I've had the sleep, they realise, right, I'm not burnt out. I was just tired, or I was just hungry.
I think burnout is rarely anything to do with physical. We might think of it in a physical way of like being tired or whatever, but I actually think burnout is completely mental, and it's all to do with our own mental barriers. It's unexpected expectations, unachievable expectations. Like what's the thing that we want so quickly, and because we haven't got it, we're fighting harder and harder to get it. But you can't get it like that. It has to be in small steps. Everything's a small increment. We're trying to do too much too quickly and not valuing the other balance, which, you know, they call it work-life balance, don't they?
Yep.
If you spend your whole life like going, no, I've got to work 16 hours a day because I've got to make this money to buy this thing, to achieve this thing. Actually, what you're doing is you're missing all the other half of that, which is the life bit, you know, spending time with your friends, your family, going on holiday, like living, breathing, playing sport, whatever. And that, you know, life is a balance. And I think burnout for me is people trying to achieve too much and having unrealistic expectations of what successful is to them.
I think burnout, on another topic, I think burnout is easily fixed, because it's always like the straw that breaks the camel's back. But what if the camel does resistance training? Yeah. And this is so true. Resistance training sharpens your mind. What if the camel goes for a walk so he's fitter, so he can carry more straw? This is another thing. I think that's what I mean. Burnout, sliding over time. I believe this is a real thing. Burnout is a sliding scale that can change over time.